If you went to the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, then you know how awesome it was. If you missed it, then you're not going to want to miss out on page 3 in 2026. Hi, I'm the Blind Bard, and this is where we make connections through storytelling. In this adventure, I'll share with you my experience at the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo, otherwise known as PAGE, who we met, what we did, what we purchased, and how I navigated the con as a visually impaired gamer. I'm going to give this con a score of 5 out of 5 Philly cheesesteak mimics. We attended mostly seminars, 2 by Justin Alexander. One of them was just general DM tips. He went over things like theater of the mind, which was interesting to me since that's how I run all my games. And then he did the 3 clue rule, which basically says that for every piece of information you want your players to find, you need to leave at least 3 clues, and they can take different forms. The next seminar we went to was So You Want to Run a Kick-Ass YouTube Channel. All the big names that I watched, like Stephen Glicker, Professor Dungeon Master, Bob Willbuilder, Ben Milton. I really liked that seminar because it just kind of showed how everyone does YouTube. It was just giving their advice from the perspective of a YouTuber. The next seminar we went to was Professor Dungeon Masters, more demolition, less exposition. And that was basically talking about how to make a game more fun and flow better. I had the opportunity to meet Hanker and Fernow. We actually, before the con, went to the Runehammer store. We got some books signed. We bought a couple books there. I got a couple of dice sets. And he has this game room too that has like bookshelf doors, which was impressive, and like all different kinds of things on the walls and stuff. I also got to talk with Bob World Builder, and that was really fun because there have been a number of videos he's done, like the Choose Your Own Adventure one and the one where he's talking about his dice that really resonated with me. And I am a dice goblin. So it was nice to talk to him about that. And then Professor Dungeon Master. He was the one I was most anxious to meet, and I'll tell you why. So, for a long time, ever since I joined the hobby, I've been watching his videos. So, I've seen a lot of the stuff he's done. And I've rewatched videos to get tips on how to DM something. So, I was really looking forward to meeting him in person. So, before we left on our journey, I said to my husband, let's print out Deathbringer, bring it with us, and he can sign it for us. Well, when you're leaving at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not really thinking straight, and we didn't bring it with us. And that was kind of a bummer, but I thought, there'll be other cons. When we got up there to get his autograph, my husband completely embarrassed me. And then he's explaining how we were supposed to bring Deathbringer and we forgot it. And he's like, ooh, I have one in my car. Wait a minute, I'll be right back. So he went to his car to grab a copy of Deathbringer, and which was already folded, and he signed it for us. I mean, how cool is that? He didn't have to do that. I'm just very grateful. There were a ton of books that we purchased. There's this game. It's like a Pharaoh game, and I cannot wait to try that. That looks so fun. And then Fox and Boar has this game. It's not a game. It's a deck of cards that lets you create encounters. I actually got to demo one of their encounters. So although I didn't really play in any games, I did do this one short demo, and it was really cool. I bought a couple dice trays because you can never have too many dice trays. I was hoping to get the fold-up ones. They did have some nice wooden ones, and I got a couple for contrast. I got a dice bag made out of chainmail, and I got some dice to go with it. We got a lot of books, some modules that I can hopefully read and run myself, and all of them I think have PDFs that I can access, which is great. And I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, lots of t-shirts because I love t-shirts. Large dice, like large D20s, because I love those too. And I did, like I said, I did get some gifts for the gamers in my life for their birthdays and or Christmas. Yeah, just a ton of stuff. The only thing that we failed to get is well, no, we did get minis, but we were sent on a mission specifically looking for ghost minis for my friend. We'll call him Burkhard. He was looking for 4 distinctive ghost minis to use in his game. Couldn't find them. I did get minis for my sister. She gave me $20 and said, get whatever you can with this. Okay, so let's talk about the food. The food is expensive, but it's convention food. I mean, what do you expect? We actually tried to bring good food. So We brought stuff to make sandwiches. We brought fruit. We brought vegetables like carrots and celery and such. And we brought waters. Well, our hotel fridge was so cold that it froze everything. So we ended up eating con food. And it wasn't bad. It was just your run-of-the-mill con food. I got to try a Philly cheesesteak at the con. So that's something, I guess. Okay, so let's talk about the layout of the con for a minute. It was two bays, and they're both rectangular shaped. There was like the vendor hall, and then there was some stuff that had different areas for like the seminars and stuff. There are bathrooms, and for my blind friends, there are bathroom signs in Braille, men and women, and I found it very easy to navigate because I was going sighted guide with my husband the whole time. It took me a while to kind of figure out where things were. What I noticed is it's very important to keep the cane out. I had my cane out all the time, unless I was sitting down somewhere. But when we were walking, it was in my hand. It helped bring awareness that I was blind. I'm not a certified orientation mobility instructor, although I do play one on YouTube. Seriously though, my actual instructor has a channel, Blind on the Move. Be sure to check him out. He is awesome. He gives great advice. His shorts and his longs are awesome. So check him out and tell him I sent you. And the other cool thing about this con, which I'm going to mention right now, is all of the vendors that I met and a lot of the game designers, they were very nice. And if you want to get cool stuff, they had a lot of OSR stuff, a lot of retro stuff, and they did have some new stuff. And we're back. Unfortunately, my camera decided to die in the middle of shooting, so here we are. You might need to ask the vendors what's on their table. That was kind of one of the things I had difficulty with because I don't see very well, so I really couldn't read the books, but I was able to feel the minis and I was able to feel the dice bags. Yeah, there was just a lot of really cool stuff at the con that my husband pointed out to me visually because I couldn't see it. What would I do differently next time? I would definitely sign up for more games, especially on Thursday night. I did try to sign up for a game, but that was Sunday, and that was when it was like stormy outside because winter, you know. Of course it was going to snow the last day of the con. So they were saying like 6 inches or something. The game that I signed up for was from 1 to 5. And I'm thinking, I don't know if we should stay because by that time it was getting really bad. My husband really didn't want to drive in it, and I don't blame him. So we emailed the organizer and we just apologized that we couldn't make it. Anyway, this con should definitely be on your bucket list. You don't want to miss it next year. It's great. The special guests are amazing. All the staff were very nice and accommodating too. Like, I got hugs from people that I had never met before. It's like we're all one big happy TTRPG family. That's something special that you don't get from every con. If you found this video helpful, feel free to leave me a comment and feel free to check out my socials. They're all in the description along with my mailing list. Please also check out my other videos. If you're still here, please help us slay the YouTube algorithm dragon by subscribing, sounding the enchanted bell, and ensuring all our notifications reach you so you're always ready for our next escapade. Remember, you have a voice that weaves wonders. So go forth and tell your tales, and I will see you in the next adventure. Thank you for watching.